That is the first passing touchdown for the Patriots since Rex Burkhead caught a score in the second quarter against Las Vegas in Week 3. Newton takes the snap. He's going to run it right. Newton is going to walk in. Touchdown, Patriots. Gallops in the back of the end zone, celebrating a score. It's about time you get some emotion. And the Patriots are going to win it over Baltimore.
The shade there, the low-key shade. It's about time. Cam and that New England offense finally starting to find a rhythm, especially as the weather turns at this point in the year. They've won 2 straight, averaging nearly 27 points, passer rating way up, and so are those big plays right there. Mike Giardi, per usual, has his pulse on the Pats, who are in Houston tomorrow.
A week ago, Lamar Jackson and Cam Newton's relationship was front and center, with Lamar telling us that Cam was someone he idolized growing up and said, that's how I wanted to do it, and I knew if I put in the work, I could get to where Cam got. Well, this time around, it's Deshaun Watson singing Cam's praises, except their relationship goes much deeper than Cam and Lamar's did. In fact, when Deshaun was at Clemson, he talked to Cam on the phone a number of times. He said, we chopped it up late into the night. He said, and Cam just kept harping on the fact that if I do the things that I'm doing and I stay in school and I work hard, that I'll be where he is someday. Well, that came to fruition. Obviously, Watson, a first-round pick after winning a national championship at Clemson, and the two will square off for the first time with Newton as a Patriot quarterback and Watson with the Texans.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, so the Patriots, we know they've dominated the AFC East like forever, but forever, it's over right now, we think. The Bills, they lead the division right now at 7-3, followed closely by the Dolphins, who can tie for first place tomorrow with a win over the Broncos. And then there's New England, still hanging around at 4-5, so they're not out of it yet. And then this news here from Mike Giardi, as you can see, Stephon Gilmore could be suiting up tomorrow after missing 3 games with that knee injury. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Giardi, he reported it yesterday that the expectation is for him to play. So that would be a huge boost there for the Patriots. Obviously, this whole division is really interesting. There's so many storylines that have changed from last year to this year. So, Mike Robb, what's the most intriguing storyline in the AFC East?
You talk about intriguing storylines. Well, you know, I think the Buffalo Bills are going to win this division. So my storyline has to revolve around the Buffalo Bills and the AFC East champions. I'm just going to say that outright right now. But I think the Buffalo Bills, they need a running game. I mean, Josh Allen, he's been throwing the ball all over the place. Last week they lost a close one to the Arizona Cardinals on a Kyler Murray or Hail Mary, whatever you want to call it. And it just seems like they're not going to be able to close out games late in the season. You're going to need that run game, and it's not like Devin Singletary isn't running the ball effectively. He averages over 4 yards a carry. But when you get late into the season, their remaining schedule, they have a bye this week. They're at home versus the Chargers, at San Fran, and that Pittsburgh game. If you get up on Pittsburgh with that explosive offense and that defense, how are you going to hold on to a lead? That's my biggest concern with the Buffalo Bills.
Well, for me, the biggest concern has to be or not the biggest concern, but the biggest takeaway from this AFC East is that the New England Patriots are still in the mix. I think, you know, when you lose a player like Tom Brady and, you know, you got the Buffalo Bills who loaded up to take this division, and you have so many players who opt out and you're in the middle of COVID and you're trying to transition to a different style of offense. I think a lot of people had written the Patriots off. You know, even myself at a certain point in the season, I was kind of like, man, you know, Cam had kind of got sick with COVID and, you know, we didn't know what this team had. But as you see in typical New England fashion, man, Coach Belichick gets his guys ready to play football. You know, you go out last week and you beat a really good Baltimore Ravens team who a lot of us consider to be, you know, front runners in the AFC. And so this showed me that the New England Patriots, you might not like the way they play football, might not be sexy, might not be what you're used to seeing out of Coach Belichick style teams. But I tell you what, you know they're going to play some good defense. You just saw Stephon Gilmore getting back into the fold. He's the best player on their defense. And, you know, with Cam Newton out there, you see Deshaun Watson and how so many of these young quarterbacks idolize Cam Newton. They know this dude can still play. He changed the game, and he can still go out there week after week and somehow will his team to teams to a victory. So, you know, to me, it is still the New England Patriots. If they get in that dance, man, it's like the NCAA tournament. If you can get in that dance, anybody can win a football game.
They're still to be reckoned with. The problem is how deep was that hole that they dug themselves in a very competitive AFC, D. Hall. But you're right. They don't sleep on them down the stretch here. But look, seeing that weather there, let's go to Miami. No, really. Can we go to Miami? Oh, we're not allowed to go to Miami right now? All right, well. You know,
I love Miami.
We'll just pretend that we'll pretend we're on a sunny beach, Colleen. You know, drinking a mojito maybe, and hanging out with the Dolphins, who arrived early, right? This was still not supposed to be the year. Next year was supposed to be the year. So this is the storyline that I'm really intrigued by in the AFC East, because they are here and they are ready to play under Brian Flores. And this is a team that used everything they possibly could in the rebuild to make this thing happen as quick as possible. And what do I mean by that? Well, they just signed a defensive tackle this week, Zach Sealer, to a 3-year contract extension. That's a guy they claimed on waivers last December. So everybody that came in, they told them, look, we know where we are as a football team right now, but we are going in the opposite direction very soon, and you have the opportunity to come with us. So there they are, claiming a guy off waivers who's now part of their long-term rebuild. They were open to all possibilities with regard to how they could get better, and that's why they are in the dance right now in the AFC East.
I love it. So when I think intriguing, I think the Jets. No, I'm just kidding. I'm with you. Of course I'm going to Miami. I love Miami, but I love watching this Dolphins team right now. They're so intriguing for so many different reasons. They're relevant. They're fun to watch. They have a chance to compete and maybe win the division. I don't think that's going to happen, but they are that frisky right now. You got Tua on one side. You have a top 5 scoring defense on the other. And as Jeezy just said, they weren't supposed to be this yet. They're a year early. They started 0-7 last year. They've been 11-7 since then. They haven't lost a game since week 4. I just feel like the NFL, this division in general, is way more fun when the Dolphins are competitive and they're playing the games like they are right now.